Hello, welcome to my channel. My name's Catherine and this is So Much Sewing. This channel, it's all about sewing. It's all about my sewing adventures. Mostly I sew for myself, but sometimes I sew for other people, and today I'm showing you something that I did make for someone else, and I would like to show you a pair of linen trousers that I made. If this is your first time here, thank you very much for joining me. I hope you will click the like button and the subscribe button. I hope you'll do the notification thing so that you know when I put my next videos out. But most of all, I hope very much that you will come back and see me again. And to my returning viewers, thank you so much for coming back to see me today. I appreciate your company. I appreciate the comments and the conversations that we have down below. So please message me. Tell me what you have been up to yourself, what your plans are. Just tell me anything. I love to hear your thoughts. I'll start with what I'm wearing today. This is a cashmerette Wexford. It's a mashup between the Wexford dress and the Carlisle tee. These puff sleeves are from the Carlisle tee, and the body of the t-shirt, well, it's actually more of a dress. No point me standing up, you can't see that far down, but I do have some pictures to show you. Oh, well, I'll pop one in here of when I made it originally, but I'm also going to show you it. I've got it paired with my linen pants today, so you'll see that a little bit later on anyway. Wouldn't normally wear it with the linen trousers that I do have it on with today because it's a bit long, I feel, but I'm having to be a little bit inventive because my father-in-law is staying in my dressing room, which is also where I do my filming, and so I've pulled out a whole bunch of clothes that I thought I would wear over the next month so I didn't have to keep going in and out and disturbing him. He's sleeping in that room because it's got an air conditioning unit in it, and it's so hot here at the moment that he really needs it. So where I was going with that is I don't have absolutely everything in my wardrobe out in the room that I'm using for my dressing room at the moment, so I've had to sort of make do and be a little bit inventive with the clothes that I do have, but I think it's worked quite well. And anyway, let me know in the comments what you think, if you think it works. The first thing I'll chat to you about is the Wardrobe by Me cargo pants. So the Wardrobe by Me cargo shorts, I made these for my husband, and actually my sister Sarah made these for her husband too. Truth be told, I probably wouldn't have made them myself, but Sarah was making them for her husband Ivan, and I just thought, well, I can't let my little sister, who is quite new to sewing, I can't let her be adventurous and branch out and do a pair of cargo shorts and not do them myself. So she's kind of pushed me out of my comfort zone, which is kind of quite funny really, because normally it's me sort of encouraging Sarah to do things because she thinks she doesn't have enough confidence or enough experience, but here she went crashing on into cargo pants, and she did an amazing job. Every bit as good as the pants that I made, I would say. I don't think she did any worse. I don't think I did any better, let's say that. I don't think I did any better than Sarah did. So this is my version of the cargo pants I made for my husband. I made these in not a super heavyweight, but a reasonably heavyweight linen that I had in my stash. I think they worked out very nicely. There are darts, little tiny darts in the back there, and back pockets. He didn't want, you can put welt pockets on the back. He didn't want welt pockets, luckily for me. So I just did patch pockets, which actually I took that patch pocket off the Shoreline blouse from Pattern Emporium. I made that recently, and I took that pocket off that pattern for there. I did the cargo pockets on the side, bashed in the button as you do. So in the front here, I think they look fine. I'm not 100% happy with the frontal area They look fine from a distance, but as soon as you undo the button, which actually the button's really hard to undo, and I'll explain that in a moment. I'm just going to have to, ow, and I bent a nail back. Ow, 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 ow. So yeah, when you undo the button, things aren't quite the way they should be. Can you see how this doesn't really sit flush? This part of the zip, that piece there, doesn't sit nicely there. You will also see that the zip, you can see the zip, it's not caught in to the seam here. And that actually, the instructions, actually, I'm just going to have a look at the instructions just for a second, excuse me. And actually, I have just figured out what I think the issue was. The instructions say that the zipper head should be 5 centimeters or 2 inches below the waistline. That's before the waistband is put on. It's a facing rather than a waistband. So the instructions say place the zip head 2 inches or 5 centimeters below the waistband. So I think what happened to both myself and Sarah was that we put the top of the zip rather than the zip head. If you see what I mean, you know how the tape sticks above the top of the zip. So I think that's where I've just realized just the second where we might have gone wrong, because Sarah's is the same, where the top of the zip tape is not caught in. You would think it would need to be raised up further and then caught in when you sew the facing to the waistband. So there we go. I've just answered my own question. That's what happened. When I made my toile, I was thinking along the same lines, and the zip tape was even more exposed than that. So I did move it up when I made this version, but not enough to cover it. So that's actually, it's just so interesting that just sitting here chatting to you guys, shooting the breeze, I figured out what my mistake was. So Sarah, that's what we did. But to carry on, as I say, so it's not the neatest. And there also is a little pucker type thing in here, which I've had to try and steam out, and I've even put a little stitch in here somewhere just to try and take up that little pucker, but no one's going to see it, especially when the belt is on, and Chris will always wear a t-shirt over the top. He will never tuck it in anyway, so no one is ever going to see it. It's just that he and I know it's there. He's perfectly fine, he loves them, so he's not worried at all. Now the other thing with this buttonhole is I did test doing a buttonhole on a piece of this fabric. I did 4 thicknesses of fabric to mimic the waistband, even though there isn't technically 4 thicknesses in here, but there is the 2 thicknesses. There's the fabric, there's the facing, there's the zip tape, there's some interfacing, so it is reasonably quite fat in there. And also, I don't know, I didn't trim the seam, or did I might have trimmed it, but I obviously didn't trim the seam enough, so there's a little bump here where the seam is. So when I came to do the buttonhole, even though I had practiced it and it came out beautifully on my practice piece, when I came to do it on the garment, it got stuck up here where it was too fat, and it just got stuck and it was not hitting anything. And I thought, oh my gosh, what am I going to do? I didn't really want to unpick the buttonhole. I could have done that. It was only one line of the first line of the buttonhole, and I didn't really want to unpick it because it had got stuck and it had gone in the same space, in the same place for quite a while. I just thought it would be really difficult to undo that. So I then tried to do another buttonhole. I moved over a little bit and started another buttonhole. So I had another long leg of the buttonhole, and of course when it got to the top here it was going to and it wasn't going to happen. It wasn't doing anything. So I then freaked right out. I thought, oh no, I've ruined them. What am I going to do? But so I got Chris in to help me talk through it. And what we decided to do was that I would just put like a bar tack and join up those two legs of the buttonhole. Look how messy that is. So that's what I did. I just joined up those two legs, but of course it wasn't as simple as that. I couldn't get a perfect join up. It was so hard to see with the black fabric and the black thread, and of course you can't really see well under your presser foot, so it wasn't a perfect science. It wasn't a perfect execution. So I ended up with when I cut the buttonhole using my buttonhole cutter, I ended up with some places that didn't have any thread on them, and I knew that they would, you know, fray and unravel as he used the short. So I ended up just hand stitching in a few places where I could see that there was no machine stitching, just to sort of tidy up the edge and protect it a little bit so that he could get at least a little bit of wear out of these shorts before the buttonhole fell to pieces. So that's the story of the cargo shorts. You know, I think they turned out perfectly fine. I'm happy with, I mean, I did make my toile, but when I made my toile, I didn't put the waist on and I didn't put the loops on, and you know, I only just did the basics so that I could test for size. So this is my first pair of cargo shorts that I've ever made, and you know, I am very happy with them. Like I say, no one's ever going to see this jiggery pokery at the top here, because he's going to wear a belt that will cover that part of it, and you know, down to about here he'll have a t-shirt hanging over, and probably down to about there actually, so no one's ever going to see any little wrinkly bits. And yeah, I'm really happy with the end result. Both Sarah and I found the instructions were fine. There's a video that is up on YouTube about making the shorts, so you can follow along with that too. And so between the video and the instructions you kind of nut it out, but to be honest, I found it a challenging make. I've said before, I'm not very experienced with trousers, and putting the zip in was a challenge. Physically sewing the belt loops was a bit of a challenge with my machine. It didn't like all that thickness. It's a good machine. It's only about 4 or 5 years old. It's a Brother NVQ 1800. So it's a really good machine and I love it, but it did struggle with the thicker bits. And yeah, I did struggle a little bit with the instructions, getting it all together, but we got it all together in the end. These are Ivan's shorts here. This is Sarah's good version. She did a toile as well, but these are Ivan's cargo shorts. Sarah has done the top stitching. She did it very neatly. Like I say, she had the trouble with the zip area that I had as well, but she did an amazing job, and I don't think I did any better than she did. So I think we both did pretty well for our first time making cargo shorts. This is a kit from a New Zealand sewing designer called Sew with Mikki. So this is the pair of linen trousers that I made, and I will show you some pictures here of these trousers. I love them. I love them so much. I'm interested in your thoughts on my bum. I worked quite hard on getting the fit right in my bum area. I'm very wide at the top of my, very wide up here, but then I've got no bum down here. The place where I sit there's no bum, there's no flesh there, so it's a kind of an odd shape, and so I do struggle with the fit of trousers. So I worked quite hard to get this fit right. So what do you think? I did 2 twirls, and I'll show you what I did. The pattern was a little bit small for me, so I did which I'll chat to you about in a minute. So I did sort of put some extra on the sides here, but what I did on the crotch area, if you can see, that line there is actually the edge of the pattern. And so what I did is I extended out this way, and I also, again, this is the edge of the pattern, but I added some here to make it larger for me, but I also added some through here and then out this way, because when I made my twirls, it just looked to me like I needed more fabric in that area, and I am no great expert at fitting adjustments. I hadn't seen any tutorials or instructions on doing that kind of an adjustment, but it just seemed to me that that's what I needed, and so I did that, and I feel like it looks reasonably good. But in any case, what do you think of my bum area there? Do you think the fit is good? What can you suggest I do to make the fit better in the bottom area? I really would like your feedback. If you're experienced in that area, then please feel free. Get on the keyboard, tell me what to do. But back to the kit, the Sew with Mikki kit. This is a New Zealand lady, Marie, who back in the day, she doesn't work in the industry now, but back in the day she was a pattern drafter for the New Zealand market. Well, I presume it was for the New Zealand market. And as the decades have gone on, these jobs have gone offshore, and so, you know, she hasn't worked in that field for quite some time, but it's always been a bit of a dream of hers to start a pattern company. And so, you know, however many years, decades later it's been, she has decided to launch her company, and she wants to make patterns that are easy for beginners to sew. She's very passionate about bringing sewing back and bringing those skills back. Currently, I think there are 3. Yes, there are 3. There's the trousers, there's a skirt, and there's a top. So just 3 patterns at the moment, plus a tote bag. You can find Sew with Mikki here. I'll put the link here. Sew with Mikki is also on the Pattern Posty website. So have a look at Pattern Posty as well for Sew with Mikki patterns. And so I was sort of put in touch with Marie from Sew with Mikki by Bronwyn from Pattern Posty. And so I've been in touch with Marie. We've had many emails back and forth, and you know, I sort of really like the fact that she's really passionate about bringing sewing back to new sewers. And so the patterns that she has made are all easy, like they are very easy. There's no fastenings, there's just elastic in these trousers. The skirt is much the same, just a skirt, and there's elastic in the top as well, so no fastenings. So she has paper patterns only, no PDF. So paper patterns and these kits. And I mean, these kits are very reasonably priced, and look how beautifully presented they are. There's a swatch of the fabric there. I'll just actually cut away to a quick little video I took of unboxing this kit. I wanted to just show you the kit before I ripped into it and started making the pants that form this kit. I just think the presentation is so gorgeous, it's so lovely, and I think if you're a new sewist, which this kit is designed for, then I think having everything you need in the kit is going to take a lot of stress out of starting your first project. It's presented so beautifully. I just wanted to show you. It comes in this gorgeous, really hefty cardboard box. On the spine, you can see a little swatch of the fabric, and it shows you the pattern that you have there. So with Mikki, kit set clothing for any sewer. And this is the Nola pant, which is a loose straight leg pant with elastic waist. And the sizing is small to large. I, by rights, actually fall outside of the large size, but I'm pretty sure I can make it work. So that is, you know, one thing I would say right off the bat is that the size range is not great in this range. And anything that I say that could be construed in a negative light is actually constructive criticism. Marie has sent me this kit and asked me to have a look at it with a critical eye from a sewer's or sewist's perspective and give her feedback. And so that's what I'm going to do. And anything I say in this video that you may think could be construed negatively, for one thing, it's meant as constructive feedback, and for the second thing, I will have already spoken, you know, mentioned this to Marie before the video goes live. So, you know, so far I think this is really amazing. I love this kit here. You open it up, and inside is the beautiful little logo there, the pin cushion with the pins in it. These are the instructions, which I won't go into now. So with Mikki is just a very new, I think it was launched last year in 2023. And so Marie's just keen on some feedback and keen to know what people are thinking of her product. And so I'm really happy to talk to you about this. She did send this kit to me free of charge with no obligation. She said no obligation at all. You don't need to talk about this on your channel. But I feel I want to because A, she's a new business startup, she's a woman, and she's a New Zealander, and she is doing something for new sewers. So I think all of those things deserve a mention. Anyway, there we go. There's this little flappy thing here, and you lift the flap, and I'm going to try and lift the flap without dropping everything out. And inside is everything you need. There's your thread. Gutermann thread, quality thread, the elastic that you need, and in this little packet here is pins, just in case you don't have any pins yourself, just because you're just starting out. So I think that's a really nice touch, and it's got her logo on it, and all the packaging is, you know, eco-friendly. It's just, you know, it's really, really gorgeous. And the fabric in here is divine. Her kits have got this, she doesn't have a lot of patterns. There's 3 or 4 patterns, which I will have shown you probably previously in the lead up to this part of the video. But what I've chosen here is the black linen for the Nola pants, and this linen is really lovely. It feels like a really lovely quality, but it's very fine. Oh, you can see it's a little bit see-through, but it won't be on the body, it'll be fine. Really lovely, soft linen. So I can't wait to be wearing a pair of trousers made out of that. And excuse me, the last thing to show you is on the bottom of the box is your pattern pieces printed out on what I presume is A0. Well, that'll be smaller, but that's all your pattern pieces there. And so, as I say, everything in the box ready to go. And I think if you are a new sewist, I think that would help make it a little bit less daunting, because you don't need to worry about running out and buying everything that you need. And I also think this would be a really great gift if you were purchasing for a person who is new to sewing in your life as a little gift, I think this would be a fantastic way of getting them into the sewing game. So this kit set is 119 New Zealand dollars. It has all the fabric in it you need, the thread, those little pins, cute little packet of pins, and the elastic. So I think that's pretty good value. If you break it down, I think there's something like 2.3 meters of fabric in there for the trousers. So if you break it down to the cost of the fabric and the cost of the pattern, which on the website is $28, I think it's a pretty good value item. The skirt is a $74 for the kit set, and the blouse is $79 for the kit set. I just think that they are really lovely. They would be an amazing gift for a new sewer in your life to help them, you know, make their first garment. You could be, you know, stand by on the end of the phone giving them a little bit of help if they needed it. The quality of the fabric was really, really lovely. Beautiful sort of fine linen. And yeah, I just think that this is a really great kit. I did mention in my little insert just before that the size range is not great. I will say that up front, and I've said everything I'm going to say here. I've said to Marie, and she's all perfectly good with it. She's perfectly happy with my feedback. And so yeah, the sizing range is very small. For example, the largest size, the hip is 110 centimeters, which is just over 43 inches, and so that's the finished body measurement. So the size range isn't huge, and what she did say about that was that, you know, you got to start somewhere, baby steps. She wants to sort of she's got a beautiful online presence, so she just wants to get, you know, everything set up, the online presence, to get the, you know, a little bit established with her patterns, and then she you know, she can look at extending the size range in the future. The other thing that I did say to Marie was that there are no finished garment measurements listed anywhere, not on the website and not on the instructions. And so I really genuinely feel that the finished garment measurements, especially for a new sewer, even if they don't know that they should be looking at the finished garment measurements, they're important. And for an experienced sewer, obviously they're important, to figure out how much wearing ease there is, and whether you can get away with, you know, the smaller size, or if you can go up to the larger size. And the other thing about the instructions is there's no body measurements on the instructions. It's just the instructions, which are perfectly clear and fine, no issues with them at all. So they're just really the main points that I gave to Marie as my feedback. She did send me the kit free of charge for my comments. She said there's no obligations. I didn't need to do a YouTube video or vlog or anything about it. There was no obligation. She just wanted my feedback. So that's what I've done. But I think that the patterns are really nice, simple patterns for beginners. I made a pair of beautiful trousers that I really do genuinely love. And yeah, I mean, I couldn't be happier if you fit inside her size range. And it's not just for beginners. I mean, I made the trousers, and you know, anyone of any skill level can make the patterns, but her passion is to bring the sewing skills back to people who don't currently sew. I hope you are getting lots and lots of sewing done. Please let me know in the comments below what you're making, what you're thinking of making. You know, I like to have a chat, and I hope you're well, and I look forward to seeing you again very soon. See ya.